Right, ladies and gentlemen, the short back and sides boys are back. Boop, boop, boop. Energy, fellas. All right, it's been a while since we last spoke, but today we are back, and the panel will consist of the following individuals:
Mr. Blake,
Pleasure P,
Trife.
That's the gang for you guys today.
Not to forget.
Good point, actually.
Yeah.
Let's not. Big shout out to the doc.
Yep.
Respect. And big shout out to our dubs. Both busy doing God knows what. But today we have an interesting discussion. Some of you may know we've got a couple of years on some of you viewers. And one of the topics that we wanted to discuss with you today, growing up in the 90s in Britain, all right? It was an amazing time for those of us who remember growing up during that decade. And today, what I want to do effectively with my co-host is to discuss the nostalgic element of growing up in the 90s in the UK in particular. And some of us may have grown up in different parts of the world, but today it's about the 90s. So I want to kickstart this discussion, gentlemen, and I want to sort of have your views and have your thoughts of the 90s.
Yeah.
What made it special? Let's start with you, Trife.
Okay, so the 90s for me was you had to be there, if that makes sense. So now you've got like the internet and you can do like calls where you can see each other. The 90s, you had to go to a physical phone. And if you wanted to chat to a gal, you had to go to a phone box certain times, or you had to call their house phone.
age 10?
From young.
So how much was you putting in the phone box then?
I think it was about 10p.
10p.
10p back then.
More like £10 for you, mate.
but don't you remember them phone cards, the green phone cards, and you could put Tipex on it to make it last longer?
I never knew about the Tipex.
I didn't know about Tipex.
Yeah, man,
This would have
Tipex.
been handy 30 years ago.
I remember those days.
So for me, I think it was more the closeness relationships with people where nowadays you can just text someone. You never had them back in the day.
Yeah.
You had to call someone and actually speak to them. So if you want a relationship with someone, even brethren and stuff like that, you had to pick up that phone, you had to answer it, and it had to have that two-way conversation. So for me, it was a lot more up close and personal.
So do you remember back in the days when you had to call one of your brethren, you had to call the house phone?
Yeah.
And sometimes their parents would pick up the phone and that.
Yeah.
It was crazy, but I completely agree with what you're saying. It was the communication back then was a lot better than what it is now, which is ironic because we've got better ways of communicating nowadays. We've got Snapchat, we've got WhatsApp, we've got Telegram.
Yeah.
But the 90s for you, what was defining is the opportunity to have much closer relationships.
More closer relationships. Like back in the day, girls used to call my house phone, and then they had to get through my 5 females living in my house. My mum, my 4 sisters. They used to hate it.
Bare gatekeepers.
Bare gatekeepers. What you calling? Blah blah blah. But nowadays it'd just be a simple thing, isn't it? Now.
Did you have a pager?
I did at one stage until it got nabbed, and I had to give it up.
Okay.
Can somebody explain to the audience what a pager is?
Oh, jeez. So a pager was a little device, a little rectangular device that you could send like a message asking someone to call you. So you'd be on the road and you just hear beep, 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 beep. Literally pull up, oh yeah, I need to holler at da-da-da-da-da. And then,
So for our American viewers, is what you lot call two-way. We used to call it pager back in the day. And whether you were a gallist or a shutter, you had one of them.
I was neither, by the way.
Lie, my tell.
So, Trife, I was going to touch on the next point. What did you not like about the 90s? Now that, we live in 2025, looking back, what do you think the 90s, what would you essentially define the 90s as a part of that area that you didn't particularly enjoy or that you didn't particularly like looking back?
Good question.
That's a hard one,
That is a good question.
It's a good question. I would say, I think it was a bit racist a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you find it prej, yeah?
It was very prej back then. Like proper stereotypes used to be properly stereotyped in the 90s, where now there's a bit more diversity, where they weren't used to seeing so many black people, basically, especially in like when we moved to like Harrow.
Yeah.
They were like Rainers Lane, I should say.
Yeah.
Like we're the only blacks on the street, but like one of the rare like black people on the street. When I first went to one of my schools, I was only black boy in my year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So I went from being with bare like ethnics to being the only
So
coloured face.
What else were you living at before?
South Harrow.
Okay, cool.
But there was
Sorry.
more blacks.
Okay. So Mr. Blake wants to say something.
Yeah, it's funny you make that point because growing up in Northwest, Northwest was one of the most multicultural boroughs in London.
Yeah.
Not Harrow at that point, no.
No, not Harrow. But if you was in like, I don't know, NW9, NW10, and NW postcode, you weren't feeling that. Now, my old man, he used to live up in Ponders End, in Enfield.
Yeah,
That's when I experienced racism. I had brethrens that went school in Ponders End, Edmonton, Enfield, Barnet,
I was in
Cheshunt.
Barnet. I grew up in Barnet.
And they'll be telling me that NFs are chasing them on the road. And
Yeah, rice lip. That's exactly what.
but
yeah,
again,
Not used to
coming
that.
from Northwest, like you weren't used to that until one day it happened up in Albany Wash. And a guy drove past, he goes, "Oh, you effing monkeys, go back to your monkey land." And I was just like, "Are you? Are you?" Yeah, I was like, "Are you dumb?" And it was just that realization of like,
yeah, you're not.
you're not fully you're not accepted fully.
Yeah, I remember getting chased went to some under 18s rave in Ruislip, and then
my God.
I must have been in the queue. I must have accidentally elbowed some guy, and I must have bust his nose or something like that. Man come back
That would sound like an
with a
accident.
big oh boy. Man come back with a
some strong
machete.
elbow.
Let me move back. Leave the tooth out here.
And then man's come back with some machete or something like that. It's like, yeah, I want the nigger, and just chased me all the way to Ruislip Station, boy. So I never got to that rave.
That's crazy, but it's a reality of the 90s because NF was big back in the day.
it was.
So I remember going on the way to school, you would see like NF tagged in places and stuff.
I was
like
gonna
that.
say like,
Yeah.
because I grew up in Muswell Hill.
Yeah.
And I would say we were like the first sort of
Ethnics.
brown to black ethnics
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
area. There was
yeah.
ethnics, but I think we were like, I was one of 3 mixed race guys. It was a completely new thing.
Right.
And I remember when we used to play football, it used to be whites versus colours.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do that bit.
There was that. And then I remember there was this one, like when we, obviously throughout the 90s, we kind of mixed more and whatever. And I always remember we had this match. It was 2 estates. It was a big rivalry that we had. And the other guys, obviously, there was me and a couple of other guys. They had a couple of ethnics. And we were it went to penalty shootouts here. And every white person missed on the other team. And they were blaming the ethnics. They were like, it's your fault. You should have won us the game. You're fast runners and stuff. Because that was a stereotype. But
it
like
still
the white
happens
people
now.
missed it.
Still happens
No, but it was
now.
the white guys that missed it.
I know, but that rhetoric when it comes to penalties, whether it was in the schoolyard or professionally, it still happens.
Yeah, I remember.
But it's mad because I think there was a bit of naivety on this.
Yeah.
So I remember going up to Boreham Wood. yeah. And you're thinking, I grew up in Kingsbury, so Boreham Wood's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, right, it's just there. It's cool. Hey! We got run out of that fun fair, ran for that 292. And it was just thinking, hold up, Hertfordshire's literally
Just there.
there, but there's such a gulf when it comes to racial equality.
Yeah.
Nah, it's mad because going back to Harrow, when we first moved into our house, my mum must have had a party, a 90, and then next day we're getting death threats, letters saying
mad.
you
Raw.
niggers,
This
wait
is the
until you're
kind of
going to put
things-
a brick through your window. So that was proper racism. You know, nowadays you get the watered down race. Not, it's still racism, but it's watered down. Like, it's not like threats to your life and for being a colour kind of thing.
It's different now because I was on Instagram yesterday and I saw this black family. They had a party in Burnham, which is near Slough.
Yeah.
And one of the white neighbours was not happy. So he climbed through their garden into the yard and turned off the music. Can you imagine that? Could you imagine that happening in the Northwest? You think man could come in the yard and try and look after me?
Yeah,
So
that
they
wouldn't
were-
happen.
You know, right.
That would not happen. But I want to kind of switch it up a little bit to more fun memories, more happy memories. So let's start with the cartoon. What kind of cartoons were you man's watching?
Captain Planet.
Yeah.
I
Captain
love
Planet.
Captain Planet.
Yeah.
I was a TV addict, so there's a lot of cartoons I might come out with today that man might be like, what? I don't remember that. So I used to watch Mysterious City of Gold.
Yeah, love that.
Someday we'll find.
Yeah. That was big.
Yeah,
that was big.
I used to watch
Dungeons
that.
and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and
Yeah,
Dragons.
yeah.
I remember the little fucking elf man.
Captain Planet, Mask.
Yeah.
Live and Kicking on a Saturday morning.
Yep.
Motor Mouth.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Wow, Wowza.
Captain
yeah.
Bucky O'Hare. That was
I used to
one of
love Simon and the Witch.
And that was on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Full
on
of that.
ITV
Yeah,
and them channels there.
And not even just the cartoons, like even Gladiators. I was
them.
having this,
Yeah.
I was having this conversation yesterday. Like they've rehashed Gladiators, but it ain't the same.
It's not the same. I don't
Not
watch
the
that
same.
crap, man.
No.
Like, it's not Shadow.
Yeah,
Did any of you man watch Top of the Pops?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
of course.
yeah, that was a
Yeah,
Top of
Friday.
the Pops used to have
Friday,
loads of
was it?
genres
Friday
though.
staple.
It got a bit later on. It got like more
did
poppy,
get-
but before
yeah.
used to have like all the Americans come on there and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Everyone used to like.
Yeah.
You would have to watch TV to know what song was coming out,
Yeah,
so
that
you
was
can get the
number one.
CD.
Yeah.
In the estate where I grew up, it was like, because I think that was on like 7:30.
yes, on a
Friday. So we used to do our thing, go home, watch Top of the Pops, back out again.
Yeah.
Like it was just a staple.
It was.
It was a staple.
Yeah, just
But
like-
it sounds by what you mans are saying though, it was more fun than it was bad. So I mean I appreciate there was some racism and there was some issues that we had to go through. And that to be honest, that not many people in Britain went through. I mean, obviously if you of an ethnic background, perhaps you would experience the racism. If you're a poor white person, you probably had some frustrations about the 90s as well. Because when I think about the 90s,
Yeah.
from a socioeconomic point of view, I think John Major was
yeah,
around
so,
when
yeah.
interest rates were like 17, was it 10%,
Yeah.
17%? They were absolutely insane. So now that as we older now, can you imagine being a father and you suddenly find out your mortgage payments are like 17% on top of where they are now? I mean, at the moment we're screaming at like
Yeah,
6,
yeah.
7%. Yeah. But interest rates were crazy. People were paying mad money for their mortgages. And you don't realize this when you're growing up as a kid because you just live in a house.
Yeah.
But
You
you,
know,
make that great point that yes, even though there was strife, people seem more happier in the sense of like I could knock on you lot's doors and we're going park to play football on our bikes until 8-9 o'clock, and we're not having to worry about who might move to us of an adult nature, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because more time when I go parks now, the parks are empty. The youth them are just on their PlayStation or their Xbox. Yes, we had Mega Drive, SNES, all them consoles, but
Game
there was
Boy.
more a gravitas to go out.
Yeah.
If you was in your yard at the weekend, there was a problem.
Yeah, no,
You know
definitely.
what I'm saying?
True.
Coming back to that thing, because the video game thing was a big part of my 90s and
Yeah.
like friends coming around, especially in the estate, like there was quite a lot of us. And it's interesting, like my eldest, I actually just bought a Nintendo 64.
Old school.
Yeah,
you get
to
that.
put in my office.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just bought it.
No, because they're revamping
Well,
it.
yeah, you told me that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
saw
waiting.
that.
I'm still waiting. I'm still
But
waiting for that.
I bought the thing, yeah, and I says to him, okay, plug your controller in, yeah? And he goes, what can we play? I said, anything on this device, bro. 4 players, done. We went on the Xbox later on, yeah, because he's like, oh, I want to play this. You can't play split screen on any of these games anymore. It's all online. So like even racing games are not split screen. You have to play online. So if I want to play with my eldest on the latest car game, 9 out of 10 times, I'll have to get him to go in his room and go on it. Yeah, that's how it is now.
That's mad. And presumably you have to pay a fee? Or some
You
kind
have to
of,
pay a fee, yeah,
you
to
have to
play
pay a fee.
multiplayer. I mean, we don't do that, obviously,
Yeah.
but we can't play. Me and him can't pick up Forza and play Forza.
And there was something about playing something like GoldenEye or WCW
Yeah.
Nitro Revenge, and there's 4 of you on 4 different pads, and as you said, it was you know.
I want to touch on the point that Pascal made, because I remember when I was a youth, I used to be big into Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
do you remember Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, it was.
Michael.
Yeah.
No, was it?
Nintendo came out with the Ninja Turtle set.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
you bought it and it came with the Ninja Turtle game. And I remember, I mean, I grew up in France, so the 90s for me was split. I did 90s in France and 90s here. So I kind of get a lot of what you mans are saying. And I remember having that Nintendo in my yard in the block when I was living in France, and all my brethren would come to my house, and we could all play together.
Yeah.
And what Passy's saying is that that experience that we share, that community experience, because not everybody had
Yeah.
something. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, when you grow up in council estates, you know that the one man that had something, everybody went to
In
his
their
yard.
yard, yeah.
You know, and the moms would be cooking like, you know, hot chocolates for you and like giving you teas and stuff. I mean, you don't drink tea in the UK.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking like I'm still a foreigner, but
Yes, hush puppy.
what we do as like tea here, back in the continent, they do like hot chocolates
Yeah.
with biscuits and croissants,
Croissants and stuff, yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. And you could be brass. Your parents could be brass and not being able to afford a Nintendo. But if I went to your yard, I know we could play all afternoon. It'll be like 6-7 man in
Summer
the
holidays.
living room.
Summer
Community-
holidays.
community
man, was
experience.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see that nowadays that experience is now segregated, where
it's gone.
you got
It's
to be in. First of all, your parents need to have the paper for it. You got to have broadband internet
Yeah.
and a good speed as
Good
well.
speed, yeah.
And then you got to have a brethren that has the same game as you, or being able to go online and get permission from his parents.
That's why loads of people just play with like strangers because
Yeah.
it's just a community thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's
gone.
crazy. That is mad.
It is bad. You know, it's bad because I haven't owned a console since a Mega Drive.
I haven't. I had PlayStation 1. That's the
Yeah.
last one I had.
Right.
PlayStation
Yeah.
1.
Is it?
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
not owned a
I
console since
can't
Mega
lie.
Drive.
I don't actually play any games because I never get the time. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm still into that.
Nah, football manager got me, man. I've just.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's what you do, innit?
I still play it, you know.
No.
Football manager.
Have you seen they've
That's a big
rebooted
game,
them?
you know?
Of course. You know you
Yeah.
can buy the
No, I've got it.
the old ones where
Yeah.
they've remade it, but with the with the current teams and stuff.
Current
But they got
teams,
the old football.
Yeah, old football.
But you know what's so sick as well? The Merlin sticker albums.
Yeah, the
Premier League. Oh,
Yeah.
my
Days.
God.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that?
yeah.
That took all my dough.
Yeah.
That took all my dough as a
Yeah.
youth.
25p a pack.
Yeah, man. Man, get a
Let's get
Panda
Those
Pop.
cards, yeah.
Panda Pop, 10,
10p, 20p. Yeah, man.
Did you man never play balls in school? Like
What? Nah,
Which school you went to? I think I know what you mean. Was it when you had to throw the...
no, that's that's a
I don't know what
different
it
game. That's
Different game,
was. Is it
mate.
different guy?
That's a different game. What I mean is like they're like, sorry, not balls, marbles. Sorry.
Oh,
Marbles.
bro, you have to add the mobs. You know, balls. That's a big
Nah,
difference.
bro.
Not balls.
But I didn't say marbles. When I said that, he said a different game. I was like,
I meant marbles. No,
Yes,
sorry.
yes.
how do you
yeah.
play marbles?
What basically you'll have
You
like
go like this.
no. That's
What marbles
Petanque.
do you
Okay,
play?
there must be different
Yeah.
rules
There's
for
must-
different
okay.
different.
That's a
Different
game.
countries.
Yeah, that's a different game. Marbles, right? Let's say you'd have like a really nice marble like,
Yeah.
that's got gold in it or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
and I'll have like a dead one.
Yeah.
right? What we would normally do, this was a game I used to play in France on the regs. So you'll kind of like you'll go by a tree or something. You kind of create some kind of hole, and you start at one point. And what you would do is you will literally like use your thumb to try and basically. What are you not laughing?
Sounds like beats.
No, brethren. It's this ain't no chichi man business. I'm talking about glass marbles. You put them on the floor, right?
Yes, but we never play it like that, bro. I looked at them for school.
You don't never played that.
No, it's not.
So how we played it? Well, how we played it in Northwest.
What do you mean?
You
Man are dickheads, bro. It's not the game.
No. All joke. As man was saying, was it parliamentary procedure?
Yeah.
So how we'd play is that, as you said, I might have a big shiny marble, and you might have one of them little degger one, and then we would do touch something to cast the rules. So because I had the bigger marble, I might have to only just hit your marble once. Whereas, because your marble's smaller than mine, you'd have to lick mine 3, and then
to
if
move
you
the marble.
And if you've done it 3 times, then you take my
take the
marble.
marble. Yeah.
Then okay, all right. So in France we played it differently.
Sounds like this is how certain products were made in over 18 websites.
It wasn't like that. The way that we basically played it is you created a hole somewhere, anywhere in the playground, and you had to put your marble in the hole. So if I was able to put my marble in the hole, I then would use your marble to try and put it into the same hole. And if I put it into the same hole, I would collect both marbles.
That's called something else in the UK.
He didn't get better, Mike. He didn't get better.
That was the rules of the game.
The marbles are going in the
That was the
hole.
rules of the game. I'll show you how to.
No,
play.
we're
good.
We take your word for it, Mike.
It was a sick game.
Don't
That-
send us
that-
diagrams.
That was fun, man. I remember playing marbles a lot.
Did you not play British Bulldog in France?
What's
Yes.
British Bulldog?
What? I love a bit of British Bulldog.
Explain what British Bulldog foot.
So, one man in the middle,
Yeah.
rower mans,
Yeah.
one side to the other. Whoever gets grab up, you become a Bulldog too.
Bulldog.
Yeah.
And then last man standing. It was about fitness, pace, agility.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Strength.
I mean, it's like.
Did you have to take mans down though? Because we had
It's
it in.
kind of like a game of tag, right?
Yes,
Kind of.
yeah,
Yeah.
So think of a bit like Squid Game in that first one where they're like when you have to move.
Yeah.
Certain people might hide under. Because look,
Sorry.
man was a big you in it.
I'm saying who, depends on who.
You can go.
I don't want that
I'm
kind of
behind you. I'm behind you.
So basically, the way that we used to play in France was like it'll be one brother in the middle, and you had a bagger man run from one place to the other.
Yeah. Same
And
concept.
basically, if I tagged you, boom, me and you will become.
Yeah.
the
What's it
Bulldog.
called in
Yeah.
French?
Do you know what? I don't remember.
No,
I just remember
Marbles.
playing. I need to have a look. Yeah. I genuinely don't remember, but it wasn't no sexual thing though. It was just a normal game.
Yeah, you just
That's
put your
But
hand in the
I'll
tree.
tell,
how it
I'll tell you
started.
what though. I'll tell you what we used to do. We used to play with the girls sometimes. And what we used to do with the girls back in the day, and that was back in the day, don't
scared.
come for me, no Me Too movement. We used to tag the girls, lift up their skirt, and pull out the knickers, and just run. It was yeah, I promise
Bare
you.
cases,
But
bro.
you know what? That's a great segue because there was something about sexual entertainment in the 90s.
Yeah,
that hit
all the
different.
presenters, man.
So I'm thinking like, I'm sure a lot of our viewers or used to watch Eurotrash.
Oh,
Yeah,
You're
your
just
trash was
sick.
disgusting.
I
Yeah,
did.
with
I
Antoine
was a
de
bit
Caunes.
too young.
Antoine de Caunes was my guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and
Okay, I was a bit too
me and
young.
Scrap Metal used to watch that on the regular on sleepovers, man.
Yeah.
Just put it on when the parents go to sleep.
Yeah, so if you couldn't
Fun,
access that, so if you couldn't,
I was using that thumb, boy.
if you couldn't access that, but you had like chip cable or chip Sky,
Yeah.
what was it Channel
Cable.
X?
Channel X, yeah.
After
yeah.
a certain
X
period,
was
you get the free 10
filth.
minutes.
You used to get the free 10
minutes,
minutes.
yeah.
So that goes back to that takes me back to back in the day. Do you remember when we had cable? Yeah, back in the day. So cable was a big thing.
Yes,
You know,
yeah.
if you had Sky, especially like Premier League football,
Yeah, that was a big,
that was actually sick, and that's a very 90s thing because
Nah, the best thing on
Yeah,
on
yeah,
cable was the box.
The box.
Yes,
the box was
yeah,
sick.
yeah.
Yeah, and Yo MTV Raps as
Yeah.
well. That was sick.
So if anyone's thinking what the box is, it was the equivalent of Channel U before Channel U.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Did you ever
That
call
was-
up and request anything?
Which part forget licks?
I did.
I want this
I
on
did.
the phone bill.
I did that. I got
Good,
slapped into next week.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what I used to do a lot when I was in France, which was really bad. you remember when they used to drop newspapers in your house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't do that no more. I don't know if you still get like a local newspaper.
Yeah,
No,
still get
Sometimes,
local.
yeah, I
not
do.
through the post. Not
Do
through
you?
No, actually,
Here
no,
we do.
not anymore.
Is it?
Dead. It's like 3 pages, but yeah.
Nah, more
Like-
time you get it at Tesco or at the
Yeah?
supermarket.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they used to drop newspapers in
Front.
my house, but they used to do it in the UK and in France. But the ones in France at the back, there used to be all of these
Classified ads.
classified ads.
Yeah, yeah.
There would be telephone numbers, right? And it was kind of weird because you could call them, and some woman will be now I realize I was getting bumped hard. My dad actually, sorry dad, he paid mad phone bills because I used to call them numbers, and it was
We're getting a
like,
picture, Mike.
it was basically like a pre-recorded story of some chick.
Oh, pre-recorded. It wasn't even live.
It wasn't even live. I thought it was live
you
because
got-
I wanted to kind of talk to
you
them.
got bumped,
And then
bruv.
they start talking about all kinds of freaky shit, and it would cost like my dad £1 a minute. And so like he used to get vexed. He's like, who the hell is making those phone calls? And it was me.
Oh, there's some
It was
dough,
me.
bruv.
But
So now
that,
he
that,
knows
used to,
now.
that used to happen a lot. Like I used to make those
Cameras
calls
that way,
for
wait,
regs.
tell us.
But when I came to the UK, the numbers were ringing to real people. So I was like, "Rah, this is different." So I was like, "Fuck this, man! I can't be calling those."
He was looking for someone to play marbles with you.
I didn't even know. I had no idea. I thought it was kind of like the same thing because I wanted to hear the English version.
Man's paying someone's groceries, boy, for the month.
Real talk, man. Real talk.
So I got a question for everyone.
Yeah, go on.
Were there any sort of key moments from the 90s that stick out for us as a court individually? Like things that you're like, damn, that was
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, I've got one.
I've got a
I'll go
couple,
very
yeah.
quickly. When Nelson Mandela was released.
I remember that
Yes.
actually.
I remember
yes.
that. I
yeah.
remember him walking
the
out
day.
with Willie Mandela.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
stuck in my mind for time.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
For time. Yeah.
This is over
That's
my
my
parade.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Pascal,
I have probably 3.
go on.
One was leaving year 6. I don't know why, because I left year 6 in '96. But '96 for the year was the year
high
for me, because I think the Euros was in the
Yes,
UK.
yeah,
yeah,
it was
nice.
And I don't know why, but
Yeah.
that summer was
Live.
phenomenal, bruv. I don't know why, even though I was about how
No,
old
it
I've
was.
been,
It was a
10?
great summer.
but it just always sticks out. And then I have to say this: Arsenal won the double in '98.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was just, I think, because I had Sky Sports, so I was watching all of it. Grew up in North London, so a lot of Arsenal fans.
Yeah,
and it
man.
was just like, that
Yeah.
end of season was crazy. I
Big
remember
up
going to
Arsenal,
Highbury and
man.
stuff.
Yeah,
So those are 2 that stand out.
Yeah, I would say I've got a couple that I feel like Pascal. 96
First name,
definitely, because I started high school then.
Yeah.
And
So we started the same year. You left in 2001.
2000. Because
I'm just slow.
in
Oh yeah, you lot had middle school and
Yeah,
all of them.
middle school.
stuff.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's
so,
a Harrow
and
thing.
I remember
okay,
my high
yeah.
school, my middle school disco, because not only because they were playing that, it's because the Fugees album come out that year, innit? 96, so they were
Yeah.
playing Killing Me Softly.
Killing Me
Yeah,
Softly.
that was
yeah.
bad.
That was
And
our
then in
football song in the
96,
school.
and then when I started school in 96, high school, and then we must have been doing some badness driving around, when we shouldn't have been, when we were like in year 8, and we're playing that Nas Street Dreams in the car kind of thing. And then 98 as well, because
So you were
of,
stealing whips.
I'm not going to go into specifics, but
What's the statute of limitation?
No comment. But and 98, the 98 World Cup final.
Yeah.
I should have said
France won
that.
that.
Yeah.
And,
When
France won
Ronaldo
that.
had
Yeah,
the
yeah,
seizure
yeah.
and he was playing shit. And they got
Oh,
smashed
man.
up by France.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Speaking
That
of
Petit
was-
scoring that 3rd goal always sticks
Yeah.
out. Sorry.
And Zidane played like a bad
But
boy.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
was it the year that Ronaldo fell sick?
Yeah,
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
one.
Do you know
No,
what
yeah.
happened? Like,
Swallowed his tongue. innit?
Yeah.
Let me tell you this story, and this is I read this in the newspaper. Jacques Chirac was the French president.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rumors go that he went to some Cameroonian voodoo doctor. Yeah, this is what
Probably true.
France,
Probably,
the streets
probably.
of Paris were saying. Said, look, France need to win this. So they went to some African voodoo doctors and said, look, we need to win this World Cup. This voodoo doctor concocted some serious voodoo. Remember, they were saying that Ronaldo
Yeah.
had some weird kind
Seizure.
of
Yeah,
seizure.
yeah,
He
yeah.
couldn't come out.
Yeah.
He was sick. And then France went and batted up Brazil and
Yeah.
won the
Yeah,
World
yeah.
Cup. And he later on transpired that the French government got involved with some African voodoo witch doctors.
Do you know what? I think now I can believe
No,
that.
man, I don't know,
But
mate.
on a serious note, them winning that was a massive multicultural boost for France.
Yeah,
as
it
a
was,
whole.
man. Yeah.
But you know what stands out for me from the 90s, and it happened in France? Princess Diana's death.
Oh yeah,
97.
96,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
97.
That
Yeah.
I will never forget that. And just, I remember that I was at my dad's and I woke up in the night and he said to me that Dodie had died. And then the next morning, now I've gone on the TV. There was no cartoons.
Yeah.
And it was all this
Just
new
Diana.
country. Yeah. And then I remember my brother come down. He's like, "There's no cartoons." I was like, "Sean, you remember that? Yeah."
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think her legacy still lives on. Do you
Yeah, but
know?
that was a mad
It
funeral.
was, bruv. It was.
Do you remember that? That went on
15 minutes.
for time, man. I remember when she died, and there was a whole bunch of. I remember this African guy rolling on the floor, like he'd been related to Diana. And I was like,
Do you know
oh,
what?
man.
The Africans, right?
They're
Like they were Americans and Africans. They go on like they're related to the royal family. I
Yeah,
don't get it,
bro.
bro.
They love the royal family. And this guy was rolling on the floor like he lost his missus.
No, but I can see why, because she was the people's
People's princess.
Yeah.
Get it, and she saved a few Africans from blowing up themselves in mines and that. But that don't mean that you should be rolling on the floor outside Buckingham Palace.
That's
Like,
true, though.
But bro, with all due respect, I'm sure they're doing that with now that the Pope has gone.
do you think? I don't think so.
Nah,
I don't
I don't think
so.
he touched
No,
as much
Uh,
lives.
No.
Or maybe
It's gotta be quiet now.
Be careful, fam.
You
Big up the Pope. Yo, from my point of view, like I think that Diana's death was more significant because it was a royal, you know, that had died outside of natural causes.
Yeah, I was gonna say we all
normal-
thought there was something
like a
behind
freak
it
There
too.
was
Of course there was.
bare conspiracy theories that she was gonna have a Muslim
Baby,
youth.
yeah,
And we
yeah.
couldn't have that baby
Yeah,
related to the
yeah.
king, to the future king of England.
Yes,
And red
yes,
tear. Do
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like there was a bag of conspiracies. Like David Icke was coming strong with that.
Yes,
you know,
he
coming
was,
out with
he
some
was.
serious allegations saying that the palace had ordered a hit.
Yeah.
And all them things there.
Because the bodyguard, he took a big hit.
Apparently he drunk enough. But the thing is, the French love the drink. They drink and drive all the time anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? So, it's nothing new, but it was a very controversial death.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Because I even remember like the actual funeral day. They took her coffin up the M1.
A4, yeah, I remember.
And I remember people by Brent Cross, where you start the
Yeah,
M1,
the A4.
They were
just
proper.
dashing flowers and everything. But I think like seeing, like my mum was upset, and I think because they were similar age, and it goes back to what you were saying about the legacy and how she touched people's lives, man.
Talking about touching, that was the same year as well, same decade that Michael Jackson was accused of touching her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
yeah.
That pissed me off because I went to his concert in the 90s. That was one
Did
of
you?
my,
That must have been big.
He was sick. It was at Wembley Stadium before
Wow.
when the towers were there.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
sick. Me and our Dobbs went actually. He came with me, man. He was fainting like, oh my God. This big guy. I was like, compose yourself. Compose yourself, brother. But it was a history tour. Yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
sick.
Must have been
Yeah.
sick.
That was history was sick. They recorded
that was my first ever concert. I remember. Do you know how much I paid?
Go on.
£27.50.
Wow.
That was
Yeah.
a lot
That
back
was
then.
dope.
And back in the day it was dope.
Yeah.
But I remember I had a little paper round job and I saved bare P. And we queued up. I'm not lying to you. Yeah, the concert didn't start till like 7 p.m.
Yeah.
We were there from like 8 in the morning.
Why?
Pissing in bottles and stuff just so we can get to the front. Do you know what I'm saying?
Groupies.
Yeah. proper. The MJ was a G.
Mike wants to be starting something.
Yeah.
There were two other things that stood out for me in the 90s.
Yeah.
I think one of them was Stephen Lawrence's death.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that was a big one.
And that was a massive one,
94?
especially because like we're not from South.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it was weird for us being across the river and just thinking, rah, they actually killed a black brother.
Yeah. It was his day the other day, innit? It was his
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah. And just to think of the whole mess that turned into, they treated the family like they were criminals. The Macpherson report came out and was which was basically saying that the Metropolitan Police was institutionally racist. But nothing ain't changed all 30, 40 plus years later. So
Well, you still think the Met institutional
Yeah, it's just
Yes.
a bit better at covering
Yeah.
themselves
Yeah.
now.
And if it's not,
Despite the fact that they've got into
Yeah,
a massive
yeah.
recruitment drive, because
That
now I
don't mean
see
nothing.
I
That
see
don't
Sikh
mean nothing.
policemen, I see
No, but the top
black
boys,
policemen.
the top boys are still the old boys club.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
mean nothing. You can do all these drives, but if you don't sort out the culture within these institutions, you're still gonna have these problems. If it's not gonna be racism, then you're gonna have dodgy cops killing off the public, like what we saw with Sarah Everard, God bless her soul.
Yeah.
There's just a whole, but I think that was the main for in the 90s. I feel that was the main thing to sort of say something all right with this institution.
I'll tell you what, then that takes me back over the pond where Rodney King got mashed up.
Oh,
Do you remember
He
the
got
Rodney King beating?
92.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which then tied in with OJ.
Oh, yeah. Because the cops never got nothing.
Nah.
And that's when the riots, the LA
Oh,
riots,
LA riots started.
mad.
yeah.
The riots were, but our riots were in the early 2000s. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
Yeah,
that was-
2010.
That was
Yeah,
crazy as well.
yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was mad.
So what for you do you think is the biggest difference between now and the 90s?
There's loads, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
As in the most outstanding one for you though.
Like I tell you what, and I sound like an old head, and I
You
probably
are.
am, but I don't really care. But for me, the 90s, what
Yeah.
defined it's my love for music started when I was a youth. From
Yeah.
my dad, I suppose. My dad loved his music, so I've always followed music throughout the decades. So I grew up on Motown, and then when I got older, like Vanilla Ice,
Yeah.
MC Hammer, MJ, Bobby Brown, Janet Jackson,
Yeah.
Kylie Minogue. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
And then boom, 90s for me. First time I fell in love with like hardcore hip hop hard. I was a big Wu-Tang Clan fan.
Mobb Deep.
Mobb Deep, Grave Diggers, Pac, Snoop. So for me, the music was defining, and I tell you why. Even now, to me, it still feels very fresh because back in the days, the artists spent years crafting their albums. Do you know what I'm saying? Like give you an example. Like Michael Jackson will come out with say Thriller in the 80s, and then Bad would come out in 88, 89, but that would be like 6 years in the making.
Yeah.
And then he'd come out with like Dangerous in the early 90s as well. And I would have, and between each album, it's like a good 4 or 5 years. And that was the same with hip hop music. Like Tupac will have Me Against the World, and then he had All Eyes on Me. But he didn't bring out albums on a regular basis. They perfected the music where you can almost not skip a track on the album.
Yeah.
Because the album sounded really well curated from the start to finish.
Yeah, 100%.
And for me,
that's true. That's
as a lover of art, whether it was movies or whether it was music or anything like that, it was the attention to detail that the artists put into their work.
Yeah.
That's what I really enjoy. What I'm looking at now in this current time, I still enjoy the music, but to me, it's almost like a
beats.
fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
Where,
Yes,
you go into the
yeah,
drive-through,
yeah.
you hear one tune, and then next week, the McDonald's are bringing out a Mac Chicken Supreme, and it feels like the music is like that. It's just too rushed.
It feels like a redux. I feel like they've run out of ideas.
Yeah.
Because they're just rehashing
Yeah,
tunes
dude,
from
yeah.
the 80s and 90s.
Same with movies as well.
But you know what? You made a great point because I feel like I was late to the hip hop game. I didn't really get into hip hop until I touched uni.
Right.
And I was really into jungle.
Jungle was
Yeah.
big.
I used to
Yeah,
listen
yeah,
to
yeah.
Cool FM, big up my cousins for lending me their tapes, and that's like how I got into like Skibber, Shabady.
Yeah.
DT.
Yeah, man, like that was my thing. And then I did like that Britpop. I did like Oasis. I did like Pulp.
It's original.
And what's that one?
S Club 7.
No.
That was just you, Mike.
No, okay.
That
That
was
was a
no,
tune.
there was
They had a couple tunes.
Yeah, they had a couple
it was
tunes, bro.
Oasis, Blur, and Pulp. Them,
Yeah.
and them. They had certain tunes that stuck out, like Wonderwall, Common People.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was decent. That was decent, man. I mean, like I said, that era was great. Do you remember going to school?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, you do. It's a silly question. But what color was your blazer?
So I went St Mary's in Hendon. Big up the St Mary's massive, and we used to have a blue blazer, and then all our forms were based on saints. So our ties had different color based on the saint. So I was in Swithin, so I had a purple and gold tie.
What color trousers do you have?
And black.
Black,
yeah.
not charcoal grey.
You did, but I preferred to wear the
Wear
black
black
one.
ones.
Yeah,
But I would
yeah.
go school in my Reebok Classics.
Yeah. And you get told off by your teachers because you have to wear shoes.
Yeah, and then you put it in your bag, and then when it's
Yeah.
time, put it back. And then
Back
I
on.
remember people wearing like the naff jackets,
Yeah.
or the
Yeah.
sliffy. Yeah, like,
Yeah,
they don't
I
make them
remember
kind
that.
of jackets
No,
like
they
that
don't,
no
man.
more.
Do you remember
Even
the
Avrex.
Penny Sweets?
Yes,
I
I
used to
do.
go to like Woolworths and them places there.
But you know what? Just before you know what? A lot of men were wearing before Avrex was the shot jackets.
Shots.
Yeah,
I used to have a
shot.
shot jacket.
Yeah, the shot hoodies. I was too
Yeah.
fat for them. I couldn't. Real talk.
Badass,
Yeah,
they were
get one.
tight, man. They were
Yeah,
tight.
Did
exactly.
you ever have a high top with a split on the side? Like,
Yeah.
so
Nah.
you know when you go to the barbers, yeah? Barbers back in the day, you could pay £5 for a trim.
Brother.
Graft.
Do you remember them days?
Graft.
I used to have a flat top.
Yeah.
But if you really know me, you will know I used to have a ponytail. Because that's what a lot of
I
men
can
in
imagine
Northwest
the ponytail, you
used
know.
to leave a little square
Square.
at the back and just let it go out.
Yeah.
And then my mum would plait it for me and be digging it out. Just the butt. Yeah, the ponytail. Yeah,
Them
man.
days, I remember them days where there used to be bare lines on your garms.
Yep.
Or on your trim, rather. Moschino belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moschino
Carcani.
Yeah, Carcani was
Carcani.
big. He's coming back actually. He's
Serious?
got a nice. Yeah, if you go on the Carcani website,
Wow.
he's got a sick
Iceberg.
collection. Them days, the
Yeah.
fashion was different back then.
Then let me ask the three of you something. Did you feel safer in the 90s?
Yeah, I did.
Not really, you know.
Really?
Although, you know, some depends where you were, man.
I think it
remember
depended
when,
on the
um,
situation.
Like, do you remember in Harrow bus station, a couple of men got stabbed? Do you remember
Yeah,
some man in our school?
Yeah, me and Mark Osborne.
Yeah. So that was when I realized that it was getting real because he went to our school, got into some arms, boom, got joked up in the heart, man died. Yeah. So that's when you kind of
He was like
start.
15, 14. This was
Yeah, he
like
was young. Yeah.
93s.
Wow.
Yeah.
92.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when the head teacher in
St.
Maida Vale,
George's.
he
Yeah.
got duppied off.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend used to go there.
Yeah.
I remember,
Yeah.
and that was a massive
Triads.
thing.
I'd say, yeah. Do you know Triad gangs? Where are they?
No, they're
They're
still
still
around.
still
about
there.
there.
Still
there.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because you know
yeah.
what? When I was growing up, because my cousin lived in Bush, yeah, and there was bare triads in Bush, because you could tell what that they always looked like Filipino, Asians, like, but I'm talking like Far East Asian.
They were
you know.
active.
They were active youths back in the day, because depending what ends you were from in London, like Bush side, West London,
Yeah, there was
Westbourne
enough.
Park, Ladbroke Grove, there was enough of them. You know, and as you say, that part of West London or London was quite multicultural. So when I would go over to them sides, I had to be on my P's and Q's because I realized it wasn't quite like Northwest I come from. This was West London, and the man them were different. Do you know what I'm saying?
no,
and there were some groups of ethnics like Moroccans you wouldn't, you know, you had to be
yeah.
careful
They're
around.
They're still there.
Still,
Come on,
yeah.
yeah, still in Grove, yeah, big time.
I mean, I'm not in the hood no more, so you know what I mean. So I don't really, you know, all I see is like farmland and all that.
I still remember the glass Lucozade bottles.
Yeah.
When Lucozade actually tastes like
The
Lucozade.
Lucozade.
I think a lot of the food and drink then was actually tasted good, but now it just
It's
some cheap,
less.
yeah,
You get-
cheap versions, like, you know.
And Sam's Chicken 2 for 2.
Yep.
Do you remember them days?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So if you could change anything about the 90s, what would it be?
I could answer this one quite easily.
Go on.
I sometimes wish I was a bit older in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Why?
enough.
Like, because I
For the
feel
raves.
like when I look at my parents, because one of the things you asked, I didn't get to answer it. You asked a question about what is different now
Yeah.
to them. And I look at my parents and they both worked full-time jobs. I feel like they had more time on their hands.
Yeah,
I feel like they were around more than I am around my kids. I feel like they enjoyed life more than I enjoy. At the same, well, they're younger than I would have been because my parents were 22 when they had me, so they were quite young in
They
the
were
90s.
quite young, yeah, man.
Yeah, so, but you know, even I was always around my mum and everything, but it just felt like they had a better time. They did more socially. You know, people would come over.
Yeah.
People don't come over to my house. Maybe because we all moved away or whatever, but it was more sense of community.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, my mum had friends. We'd go over to theirs to watch something.
Yes.
When was the last time you went over to, like, as an adult, you might, like, me and the neighbor, we watched football together. That's it. But my mum would go over and watch a movie with the neighbors or something. Or,
Yeah.
so it just feels, I feel like I wish I was a bit older in the 90s.
Yeah, like
to
you said
experience that stuff.
before on our last episode about clubbing, about when was the last time you had a house party? There's
Yeah.
house parties
Yeah,
enough
house parties all the time.
in the 90s. But why don't you think we have them now?
I think Pat's made a very good point because nowadays, even if I was, let's say you invited me to your house to watch something, I'd be watching a game with you, but I'll be on my phone as
Phone,
well,
yeah,
checking
yeah.
social media and watching the game. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it feels like time now is rushed, and we don't really have the time to communicate and to socialize like we used to. Do you know what I'm saying? Even going down to the pub, I was reading an article recently about pub culture in the UK is dying.
Yes, yeah.
Because pints are becoming too
It's
expensive.
too, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're going to become like Sweden and Norway, where people drink at home and shit because they can't afford to go out and have a pint. And I think what's defining for me in the 90s, as far as my closing statement is concerned, is that it didn't really matter socially whether you were working in the city or a builder, or you were working as a mechanic. Even as a 18-year-old, when you just turn 18, you want to have your first drink, legal drink. You could go to the pub and hang out with different types of people.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone will talk to you because you're in a pub.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's, for me, the 90s was
been
actually
lost.
quite defining. How about you?
Oh, there's a lot of things I'd say about the 90s. I kind of feel we're a bit freer in terms of how we moved. Like, we were still part of the EU.
Yeah.
I still feel like you could navigate around your town or city. There was definitely, as you said, more community. I remember everyone used to come to my grandma's yard, whether it was to have drink, throw partner, whatever. Do you know what I mean? There was there was more of a family vibe, but there was a more community vibe. I feel like, you know what you're saying about watching football now? You'd be on your phone now. When we used to watch football in the 90s, there was something about the Premier League where there was a lot more mavericks. There was a lot more guys that were gonna take on a player.
Yeah.
And that's just what I'm saying about the restriction. Everything felt a bit more carefree. Whereas now, everything, you know, you made the point about you feel like you saw your parents more. Everything just feels heightened now. And I don't think everything felt heightened in the 90s.
Yeah, true.
And I think a lot of the things, the products that we were privy to, I don't think we get them. So I think the one that sticks out for me is the Real McCoy. The Real McCoy was a pioneering black and Asian comedy show. And I don't think they make them kind of
They don't at all.
programs like that.
You can't though because of the
PC.
PC's boundaries now. Like you can't, some of the jokes.
And this is what I'm saying. I feel like we were
More
a lot
freer.
more, a
Yeah.
lot more carefree.
But I also think, sorry, just to
yeah,
jump in,
come on.
creativity has died down because the tools do a lot more for you as well.
Yes.
Because I honestly, I still would watch movies from the 90s over any of today's movies because it was the crafts, it was the storytelling, it was the originality, pushing boundaries. Whereas now, special effects, you can do whatever you want, right?
True.
You don't have to think. You can think about it and put it into AI, and AI will do it for you. now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
What
people
about
are
you,
more
Trife?
creative.
I'll touch on all the points that you guys have made. I think for me, again, it's just the community spirit in the 90s. We felt more of one. We felt more of a community. Obviously, everything we've kind of had to go through kind of made us closer. And I feel we've kind of lost that community spirit where everyone's just out for themselves and it's kind of, everyone's branched out into their own groups kind of thing and just caring about themselves. Because the 90s felt like we're all together, where now it's just like everyone for themselves.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
True. Okay. Well, gentlemen, thank you for sharing your thoughts with the panel. To our viewers, we hope that you took some insight, and we'll invite you to research the 90s, you know. Go on YouTube and just type 90s UK, you know, and you'll see a whole heap of things, you know. So much that we've done, so much we can actually talk about. And we may well revisit this topic in the near future. But in the meantime, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, right? Make sure you do that. Don't forget to comment, please, because we'd love to hear from you. More importantly, follow our social media platforms. We are on YouTube. We are on Spotify. We are on Apple. We are on Facebook. Where else are we on? And on TikTok,
X.
right?
Yeah.
There you go.
TikTok, Insta.
Instagram also, yes. So listen, we would love to hear from you, but we hope you enjoyed this episode. Until next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.